Welcome everyone. Today we will be talking about action research. Exactly nothing but only about action research. So, in particular to the education setting, basically what we are looking into it, we need to talk about the action research cycle, which is all about planning, taking or implementing, probably understanding the effect of your implementation with analysis, coming to a conclusion, and then again plan towards. And this cycle goes around, and this is what the action research is all about here. So it is a process that educators use to study their classroom and probably improve the quality of pedagogy. It's a systematic inquiry that involves cyclical process of planning, implementing, reflecting, adjusting actions based on the data collected, based on the result obtained. The purpose of action research in education is to improve teaching. Remember this. And learning, it allows educators to learn through actions with the purpose of developing personality altogether. And that is what we are all aspiring for. The following aspect of action research are vital for you to understand, for you to comprehend, and probably take your research forwards as far as classroom teaching is concerned. As far as chalk and talk, probably overhead projector, probably LCD projector, probably team or group studies, whatever pedagogy that you are utilizing it. Action research is a process of improving the educational practices. It involves action evaluation and reflection. So basically what are we looking into it? We try to improve upon all the process of imparting education, and that is what the changes we need to incorporate. Until and unless you take action, until and unless you evaluate your action, until and unless you come to a conclusion as what can be done or what can be improved upon. So action research is participative, more important, it is collaborative. It is undertaken by individuals with a common purpose. Action research is a situation and context based. Action research develops reflection practices based on the interpretation made by the participants. Knowledge is created. Remember, knowledge is created as we move on with the actions and the applications thereby. So, yes, the reflection and the process of action research, first and foremost thing is to rewind your actions, re-study your motions and probably experiences. You need to understand what were the consequences of your action. This is where you do your reflection upon. This is where you ponder your thoughts upon the outcomes. This reflection helps us in understanding what has happened in the past, and can it be the foundation for a better future. So generate knowledge based on it, based on your unique classroom context, based on the action that you have implemented, the pedagogy that you have applied. This knowledge is distinct from the formal sources like textbook, as it is built on a real world practice. Formalize knowledge through research process, making it valuable, shareable beyond individual practices. And always learn to improve. Learn and improve. No, what I'm saying is learn to improve. But participating in research, educators, workshops, insights, and refine the practices for future. The spiral model, if you look into it, we're talking about plan, we're talking about act, outcome, reflect, revisit, again act, observe, and reflect. And this goes on, and on. The spiral model of action research is the model by Stephen Chemis and Robin Taggart that involves a cycle of self-contained steps. The model's key stages are planning a change, acting and observing the process and consequences of change, reflecting on these processes, consequences, replanning and acting, and observing again. So you are continuing with this cycle time and again. O'Leary's models is another which emphasizes on experiential learning for change, as in learning by doing. Its unique features is an initial focus on the observations, data collection prior to planning, thus providing a more scientific and a structured approach. McIntyre model. We have spoken about earlier model. Now let us go about McIntyre model. Alistair McIntyre model of action research is again cyclical in nature, with four distinct per cycle: plan, act, observe, reflect. I repeat, PAOR: plan, act, observe, and reflect. Outcome from each of the models are used for a basis for a continued exploration of practices in the following cycle. Thus, each cycle potentially leads to a new and a better understanding of the practices thereby. So example of action research topics are flexible sitting in the fourth grade. I believe now people are talking about making a group and then going forward. You club all the students, all the participants based on their caliber, and then probably you take it forward, and it becomes a increased collaborative learning. The structured homework protocol for increasing student achievement, developing a system of formatic feedback for a eighth grade writing. Let's say using music to stimulate the creative writing process. Weekly brown bag lunch sessions to improve the responses of personality development from staff. Use exercising balls as chairs for better classroom management as on when on basis. And this is what we are looking forward, trying to build a sense of camaraderie among the participants, try to build a sense of refilling upon the participant. There is a social cohesion that takes place, and it is better that one is helping another rather than the teacher assisting each and every student. Teacher become much of a facilitator, and that is the example that I'm trying to give it to you. Now, theorizing action research for classroom is the goal is to generate new knowledge by improving teaching practices, specifically in one's own context. Then is the starting point, the real world problem, experiences encountered while teaching. Knowledge creations, collaborative process involving teachers and researchers, leading to a new, meaningful, and potential social action thereby. We are talking about validity. Can it be replicated everywhere else with a more or less similar situation and similar context altogether? So it should be measured by the effectiveness of the solution and increased control over a period of time. Value is generating unique experience-based knowledge over and often over by formal sources altogether. So yes, we are trying to theorizing the action research in the classroom, getting it, setting it up as the goal, as a starting point, as creation of knowledge, validating it, and probably adding value to it. Now, what about the teachers constructing their own knowledge, as in what they learn from their own experiences? It is what we talk about is active knowledge building. Individual, be it educators, be it the action researchers, don't passively receive knowledge. They actively construct it through interactions with the environment, with the participant, with the student, with the guardian, with the stakeholders. Adaptive cognition, people seek to organize experiences, forming their own unique theories of knowledge rather than seeking absolute truth. Collaboration and meaning making. Knowledge involves through interactions and communication, negotiation with an individual and their context. Formalized construction. Action researchers build knowledge formally based on data collections and interpretation, as the case might be. And that is what we are trying to do. This emphasizes the active, collaborative, context dependent nature of knowledge constructivism, both in action research and constructivism pedagogy. Approaches prioritize individual understanding, individual sources of seeking meaning through meaningful experiences, or probably even interaction between the environment and the stakeholder thereby. So, epistemology is where this we are talking about our own beliefs, our own values as far as education is concerned. Ontology is the interaction between the metaphysical natures. it can be societal, it can be with the instrument, with an object, and so on and so forth. Now, what are we looking into it? Ontology being action researchers view school reality as socially constructed through interaction and more often than interpretation. This influences research questions and data collection, considering factors like gender norms in science classes, as the case might be. Example, analyzing the student diaries, recognizing their potential influences of parental input and existing learning style. We are talking about epistemology. It's all about your values, your beliefs. This is where we are talking about knowledge. Action researchers seek subjective knowledge through personal experiences, insights, and interpretations. I spoke about values and beliefs, as in this person is highly intelligent, this person is highly emotional. Various epistemology exist, each impacting data collections and analysis. Example, objectivism versus constructivism. Example, integrating maths with other subject might show improved understanding in that context, but not guaranteeing universal understanding or application. Researcher positional on action research. Researcher positionally is very crucial. Acknowledge your identity, marker, gender, race, class as they impact your knowledge creation. Sharing your positional increase the trustworthiness of your research conclusion. This aligned with the action research emphasis on the context, interpretation, unlike a positivist approach, as the case might be. Let me sum it up as in the advantages of action research. Research can be set within a specific context or situation. Researcher can be participant. They don't have to be distant and detached from situation. It involves continuous evaluation, continuous modification can be made as and when the project progresses. There are opportunities for theories. There are opportunities for theories to emerge from research rather than following the previously held beliefs or previously formulated theory. The study is always open-ended outcome, can lead to open-ended outcome, can lead to further researches. Through action research, researchers can bring a story to life, make things happen positively. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video.